Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in again. As you can see, we're sitting here with the hood popped open because if you watched previous videos over the last little bit, you know we've been having a few issues with the truck, and one of which was putting in a new battery. I thought the battery was faulty at the time. Turns out it might not have been, but with Nissan, their Renault batteries that they use are known to be pretty junky. So whether or not yours is completely done or not, I recommend getting a new one. Now, some of the guys at a company called GOOLOO have watched that video and they said, hey, let me send you out a couple things from us to show your subscribers, and they can decide for themselves if they want to pick it up. And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. And it is to do with the battery, for one of them at least. And it's a really good option that a lot of you guys should consider. Whether you off-road or not, it's just something nice to have. And not only for Nissan, but for any vehicle. And it comes in this nice little carrying case from them. You got a handle on the edge, it's zippered. It's a hard case, so you don't have to wreck the goodies inside. But what I'll do is I'll open this up. I'll show you exactly what it is, how to use it, and why you should pick one up for yourself. So what's in this box is one of these little guys, and this is their GP4000 jump starter. Basically, this is a battery pack that has enough juice and it has the right connections to hook up to your battery to give it that extra little bit of juice it needs to fire up. Because especially having one with the Nissan batteries, when they start to go, it's not that the battery is completely toast, it's just when it gets to a certain point, it won't let the truck crank and fire up your vehicle. So again, it's not only the Frontier like I have here, I also have a Pathfinder. Battery did the same thing. Again, you test it and it's testing okay, so everything should work. You think there might be more issues, so on and so forth, but what it is it's just slightly too dead to let you fire up, which is where something like this will come in handy. If you're out on the trails, I take my truck way out in the bush. If it was to ever get to that point, because you don't really have any warning beforehand, if it gets to that point and you're out in the bush, you have two options. You wait for someone to find you, or you walk out. And like I said, sometimes I'm way out there. It would take me an entire day, if not longer, to walk back out. Whereas if I have something like this that I can carry around now, in a couple minutes, you're back up and running, and you can at least get out of the sticky situation and replace your battery altogether. But this thing, for a small amount of money for what it is, can save your butt when you're in a pickle. And now before I show you exactly how this works, we'll show you what you get in the case. Obviously you get your battery pack, the jump starter itself. If you look on here, you have your power button right up front. On one end, you have a flashlight, USB. If you read it on the end there, maybe it'll focus, maybe it won't. You have the 5, 9, 12 volt chargers, and then a 5 volt or 2.1 amp. And then you have in and out type C. On the end, where it says jumper cable and the little car with the hood up is where you'll plug in the jumper cable portion. And then you have output right here, because this can also be used as a battery pack. So if you're ever in a pickle, and it's not necessarily to do with your car battery, but if your phone dies, you're stuck somewhere, you need to make a phone call, you can charge your phone off the battery pack in this thing. So as long as you have this thing charged up, you can charge your phone, you can run a little pump, a small vacuum, whatever the case may be, you can power it off of this. So again, a lot of features to save your butt when things that you don't expect to go wrong and you happen to need it. So I'll show you how to hook that all up in a second. But what you get, obviously being a jumper cable or jumper box, is a small little set of jumper cables here. You got your negative and positive. Now these are super solid. It's got some good bite to it. So once you clamp this onto your battery, it's not like it's going to be popping off if it's too loose. You happen to pull these cables around a little bit, it's nice and solid to plug in there. Then you have, of course, your little blue connector there. It only fits in one way, so once you plug it into the box, you can't really screw that up. And then you have a boost feature right here. This button is a boost. So most of the time, just plugging this onto the battery and starting it will let it charge it enough to fire up the car. If it happens to be really drained for some whatever reason, you have this boost feature. You plug it in, make sure it's on, push the boost, and it's basically going to draw a ton of power out of this, more than it would normally to start a vehicle, and it's going to throw it all at the battery, and then with the boost it should fire up your car. If not, you may have a different problem, might not be your battery, but that's what the boost feature is. And then if you see on here, I don't know if it's really going to focus on the camera, but this says correct and reverse. So it has a safety feature built in that if you were to accidentally put the positive on the negative and the negative on the positive, it's going to light up reverse. So you reverse them around, and then it's going to light up correct. If you have it correct, it's going to do its thing. If it has to be reversed, it's not going to let any power go back and forth between the two. So again, it's foolproof, whether you've done stuff like this or not. Anyways, in your entire life, you could have never seen one of these, and you cannot screw it up the way they have this set up. And then as well as if you plug this into the pack, this has a smart feature in it as well that is not going to let any current come into these two, because you don't want to touch them together, you get sparks. Where now, if this is plugged in to this battery, the smart feature doesn't send any power until it knows it's hooked onto something on the other end. So you can plug it in and you can tap these together all day long. It's not going to spark, it's not going to shock you, nothing. It's only going to work once it knows that it's connected to something that needs charging. And then obviously to charge this up and to use it as a battery pack, you have a few options here. Your USB-C to C, that is used mainly to charge it. You can plug a fast charger in there, it's going to pump it up real quick, and it'll be fully loaded, ready to go when you need it out on the trails and out in the real world. So again, C to C. You have A to C. So again, if you're plugging something in with USB A, it again will be able to charge off here and fill up whatever you need to charge up, because this thing, as small as it is, actually has quite a bit of juice in there. So like a phone battery or whatever, you could probably charge it up 2 or 3 times and this wouldn't even know anything's happening. So again, there you go, USB-C. And then last but not least, this is pretty cool. I haven't seen this on any other type of, you can get a lot of different versions of this. This is the first one I've seen with this. You have a little cigarette lighter plug in there. You can plug your 12-volt plug into there. So again, if something, say you have a little pump, you're at the beach, you want to pump up a beach ball or a floaty or whatever for the kids. If you don't have a pump on you, but you carry this thing just for safety, if you have this in your trunk, there you go. You can plug it in, plug your cigarette lighter into there, and you're going to have power to use a small pump or whatever. Of course, it's not going to be able to pump up a large amount of stuff. Probably not a beefy set of tires like are on my truck and stuff like that. But for, like I said, a small pump, or they do make like little tiny vacuums. Again, you plug the vacuum into your cigarette lighter and away you go. You don't have to necessarily use the power from your car. You can use it right out of here. All right, now obviously my battery is not dead on the truck, but I'm going to show you a quick little how to plug this in and how it works. You just open the little box here. Now again, you can see this is a one-way fit only, so you can't plug this in backwards. But all you do, blue to blue, give it a little push, it's in there. Just like that, nice and snug. It's not going to fall out, it can hold itself up. You have 4 lights. They recommend to jumpstart a battery, you want at least 50%, which we're at. We got 2 out of the 4 bars, which gives us our 50%. So all you would have to do is bring this over here. Always your positive first when you're putting stuff on. So we would clamp that onto our positive. Negative would come up next. You would clamp that onto your negative. And now that's it. You can go in, you can see right here, the correct light is lit up. So you would go in. For my case, I don't have a key, it's a push button start. You would push it, your engine would fire up. If for some reason it doesn't fire up, that's when you would come out here, hook it all up like this. Don't push the boost yet until it is all hooked up like you see now. Push the boost, go back in, hit the start button, and now it's going to suck a bunch of power out of this. It might drain it right down to no bars, but that's all right. This thing you can charge up at home, your battery you can't. but it's going to suck all the juice out of here, put it into your battery, and away you're going to go. It's going to fire up. Once it's fired up, obviously, don't shut it off, let it charge up. Get yourself out of the situation that you're in, somewhere where you got reception or whatever if you're out in the bush, or if you're just in the city, maybe this is enough to get you home or wherever you're going. Go to the store, get yourself a new battery or such, and then you're good to go. And then, same thing, easy as putting it on to take it off. First thing you want to do when you're going in the opposite direction, take off the negative first. Move that over, grab the positive, take it off. Now you're done. To turn it off, we'll pull this cable out of here for a second. And now to turn it off, you hold the power button down. Also, that is to turn your light on. I mentioned it has a light on here. If you press it, you can see nothing happens. That's how you turn it on. If you're to hold it, you can see your flashlight comes on. You hold again, you have a strobe light. One more time, you have a SOS. And then if you want it off, because now if we hold it again, you're going to see those lights under my finger go out. And there you go. It's powered off. You can plug it in if you need to charge it up, or if you're done, you throw everything back in the nice carrying case, and away you go. And now just to show you for demonstration purposes, I have the positive on the negative, I have the negative on the positive, and right there, it's telling us to reverse them. So you can't get it wrong. If you have it this way and you try to turn it on, this is not going to do anything. It's just going to sit here as it is, and you're not going to have any power transferring back and forth. And then I did say they sent out a couple things, so a little bit different than the jump starter, obviously, but they also sent us out one of their pumps. It's a battery-powered pump. You can see it's A6, their LITE version of a tire inflator. They do make a larger version, but this thing is their LITE version. Now, tell you right now, this is not made to go around and pump up all 4 tires of your vehicle, especially bigger set of tires like I got on here. But what this would be for is if you are driving somewhere and you happen to get a low tire or a flat tire. Maybe you run over a nail and it's slowly leaking out. So you're on the side of the road. Maybe again, you're out in the back country somewhere. You plug your tire. Obviously, you need to pump the air back up to whatever PSI you're going to be at. Usually if you get a nail in the tire, you can fix it without completely deflating the entire tire right down to 0. You're going to have a little bit of pressure in there. Maybe you'll lose, 15, 20, even 30 PSI. Again, this will do a tire right from 0 up to, I run 35 on mine. It will do it, but only for one tire. But what this does come in handy for is, just like I said, if you have a low tire, this sucker, for being just a tiny little thing, you can see it's not much bigger than my hand. So maybe 2 pounds at most. Super simple. Again, you have the threaded portion to hook your nozzle up to pump stuff up. You have a little LED light, and then you have an input to charge it. That's all you need. On the bottom and on the sides, you have vents, so it's not going to overheat. You can see air can get through on all 4 sides. It's as simple as on. You click it, you can see it fires right up. You have your light on the top, which when you hold it down, again, you have your light, you have your SOS, and solid again. So it doesn't have the strobe feature on the light, but it does have SOS and just the light. So if you're doing it in the dark, you can see what you're doing. And then again, once you have it on, you can see it fires up. If you hit the bottom section here, it has presets. So motorcycle tires set to 36, bicycle 44, basketballs or sports equipment 9, and this is a personal version. You can see it was set to 20, and then vehicle tires again 36, same as motorcycle tires. So you don't have to sit here, because you can just press negative or positive. You can see it'll go down 1 PSI at a time. So you don't have to sit here. Maybe you want to pump something up to 50 PSI. You don't have to sit here and push this thing 50 times. Just scroll over. Okay, you can say, all right, bicycle's at 44. Now if you want to go a little higher, you just hit it and you're at 50 just like that. You don't have to go through the whole thing. And then to turn it on, all you would do is press and hold. Not have to hold, just press, my bad. But again, fires up right away. You have 3 bars when you're full, and it's gonna pump up. Nice thing with all these little light pumps is when it gets to the PSI. So like I said, my tire is 35 PSI. If I was to plug this in and walk away and let it do its thing, when it hits 35 PSI, it's gonna turn itself off. It's not gonna pump up anymore. It's not gonna waste your battery. It's gonna stop at whatever preset you have it on. So right now, because it's not hooked up to anything, it's showing 0 because we don't have it hooked up to anything. But if you plug it into my tires, like I said, they're at 35 PSI, it would read 35 here and so forth. So you know what you're at for one, and you know what you have to go to, and you don't have to sit there and babysit this thing to pump it up. And then to turn this back off, it's as easy, press and hold, and you're powered off. Again, press and hold to turn on. Takes only a second, boom, you're ready to go. As long as you have this charged up, super easy. Like I said, got a little handle there as well. You keep this in the trunk of your car if you ever have a low tire. I know not so much right now, we're in the summer months, but when winter starts to come around and you get those cold temperatures, your tires drop, you're gonna get the alarms depending how cold it is. You're gonna get the low air pressure alarm on your dash. Now you can pop this out. It comes with the little nozzle for the end. All you do, screw it in here just like that. Just finger tight would be enough, like such. It has the nice little clamp on there, so once you put it on and you clamp it, there's none of that threading on. I don't know if you guys have used that kind, but when you have the thread on kind and you put it on your tire and you're spinning, it pumps up good, but then when you get to the end and you're trying to unthread it, you're going to let about a little bit of air back out. So if you're really OCD with your tire pressure, these guys have you figured out. You can just pop it up, latch it on, click it down, it's locked on there. If you move it around a little bit, it's not going to fall off the stem, and then it's as easy as turning it on, letting it do its thing. And then also in the box, you get a couple little different attachments for things and nozzles and stuff for beach balls and so forth. And then you have a little USB-A to USB-C plug, so you can plug it into a USB to charge it back up once you're done using it. Because same with your battery pack, when you need this, you want it to be charged up. So what I recommend is if you ever use one or the other or both, whatever you happen to be doing that day, when you get home, bring them in with you, plug them in, fully charge them. Once it's fully charged, go drop it. This thing's small enough you can throw it in your glove box. Go put it in your car, put it in your trunk, and then you don't have the worry of not having it when the time comes to need it. So there you go. Thanks to the guys over at GOOLOO for sending us out some of their stuff to test out and to show you guys. If you want the specific model or specific sets, I will put the link in the description, so you can go there. Not affiliated at all with these guys. I'm just showing you stuff that works and stuff that I carry out on my own when I'm out on the trails. So again, you can watch for yourself, decide if you want to pick one up. If you want it, links down below. Again, I always carry one of these. I had a different brand. I actually gave it to one of my buddies that I work with. So now I have this one to carry with me. And like I said, we all know, especially if you're watching this and you drive a Nissan, you've probably seen or heard the horror stories with the batteries. So especially for us, carry something like this, and then it'll work in any vehicle clearly. As long as it has a battery, you can use it on that vehicle. It's going to work all the way up to your big heavy duty trucks and down to your small little compact cars. So this guy can do it all. So if you want to watch the next video, make sure to like and subscribe. We got some cool stuff coming on the truck. And then we also are going to start doing some camping videos, which maybe if we ever get stuck, you'll see this guy in action again, but hopefully not. But in case, we'll have it in the truck just for safety. So thanks for watching, like and subscribe, and hopefully we catch you in those videos.